All right, good afternoon. Welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mac podcast here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL app, 1010XL.com. Also on the 1010XL Jaguar YouTube channel, and then shared all over social media, Facebook, Spotify, other platforms, you name it. You can hear and watch, and I appreciate all the love and the support out there. Truly appreciate that. Brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mac. You see my shirt here, family tradition specialty foods, home of Coconut Joe's hot sauces. They're our favorite. They're on our table. You should try them and see if you can put them on your table too. I think you will. The sriracha is my favorite, but they've got some great hot sauces for you. Go to Family Traditions Specialty Foods.com. That's right. You got to spell it all out. Lots to get into because we've got a big week in National Football League. Of course, college ball as well, with some teams playing a championship, some not. It's so screwed up. I don't even want to get into it because it'll tick me off for the rest of the day. I don't know why college football has such a problem doing what they're doing, but nonetheless, we'll save that for a later day. Of course, our Jaguars, big game. I know Tony, my friend Tony Baselli, calls it the biggest game in Jaguar history. I don't agree with that, but because there's been bigger games, but this is a massive game. It is, and it's massive. I will say, in terms of Tony, Liam, James, the first year, being here, yeah, it's their biggest game, no doubt about it. First place in the division, solely if you win, and it's your first year. I mean, it's absolutely incredible if they pull this thing off. And look, it's a game. I got us winning, for the record. I got us winning 27-21. But both teams are in this little quandary right now, right? We don't know exactly how tough Indianapolis is, right? We don't. They started off great. Like I said on Jaguars today just a few minutes ago with Mike Dempsey, Fat Tony, and today JJ LaSelva in for Dylan Denmark. Greatest laugh in radio, no doubt about it. But then they've not done well, dropping 3 out of their last 4. I know 1-point games, but that's the NFL. So I never say, oh, you lost by 1 or one score games. I don't give a shit about that. Like, you either win or you lose. Who cares if you lost by 3 or 7? As long as you don't get blown out, I agree with that. One score games, man. I don't know. I think that's kind of a trap door we like to use. You just jump through it. Oh, wait, look at us, that kind of thing. But no, this team has been on a little bit of a slide. The Indianapolis Colts have. They lost to Pittsburgh 27-20. But that day the Pittsburgh defense shut down Daniel Jones and they shut down Jonathan Taylor. And then from there, they've lost 3 out of 4, including KC in overtime by 3, and then just last weekend with Houston. So Houston, of course, nipping at our heels, and we're just trying to stay ahead of them by beating the Indianapolis Colts. Now, on our side, for the Jaguars, we're trying to figure out, too. I know everybody's excited about it, and I am, too. And I do think they're a good football team. How good, I don't know. I'm not going to get carried away with what we saw last week. Tennessee sucks. They do. And I know what I say, and it's true. They have enough players to beat you, but they're not playing very good football. They're not disciplined. I mean, you run into the kicker how many freaking times? Like, you're an idiot. Like, you got no discipline at all. The quarterback stunk. I mean, he's got tools, and we rattled him, so that was part of it. O-line's no good. Got a couple good defensive linemen, a couple good, defensive players. We're an ag, Could they beat you? Yeah, if you don't play your A game. So I'm not going to sit there like, oh, we've arrived because we beat the crap out of the Tennessee Titans. I'm not there yet. Now, we beat Indy with everything that's going on. It'll show what kind of mettle our team has. And what do I mean by that? Well, you got Houston coming up from behind. They're 1 game out. You're tied with Indy for the division lead, but you have the go-ahead because of the conference common opponents that you've beaten and they haven't, right? We'll see how that ends towards the end of the year because we both have the same common opponents, AFC West, NFC West. They're still playing some of those. We've gotten most of ours out of the way, I believe. But so what kind of team are we? Are we that badass playoff, you don't want to play this kind of team? I'd like to believe we are, but I do want to see it against a pretty good team. And this is a good team. They're a physical team. They are going to pound the ball. They've got a good O-line. Daniel Jones, say what you want, but here's a stat for you because it was funny. We go through the tail of the tape on Jaguars today, and when we rank each position and who I put the check mark to. Well, all off season and maybe a couple off seasons, people throw out there on social media, the comparison between Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. And prior to this year, the stats, I don't have in front of me, were somewhat similar. And people are like, no way, I take Trevor over Daniel, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you feel, it doesn't matter. Here's the reality this year. Okay, this year, I wrote it down. Trevor Lawrence played great last week, or very good last week, especially in the first half. I'm under the weather, by the way, so I apologize for my voice. He had the highest rating all year. Trevor did against the Tennessee Titans. I'll keep it in mind who they're playing, but still NFL at 111.5. That's his only game all year long with 100 plus. Just the passer rating, right? Not QBR where you're running and all that stuff. Just the passer rating. Daniel Jones has got 9 games over 100 in the rating. He had 1 at 99. So basically, he's got 10 games out of the 12 that he's got a rating of 100 plus. So he's a good quarterback. And now he's hurt, which is good for us, not for him. He's got a crack in his fibula, the lower leg. I make jokes about it. I mean, look, I'm gonna go after it a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna do anything dirty. I wouldn't do that. But when you tackle somebody and you wrap them around the waist, and you bring them down, those feet kind of slide up. You can always give a, you know what I'm saying, just on that little leg. Within the rules, it's a little tug kind of deal. But nonetheless, Daniel Jones has had a good year, and when he's on, they're tough to stop. When Jonathan Taylor's on, they're tough to stop. But here's the deal with Jonathan Taylor. Didn't play last year. He's played 4 games against our Jaguars here in Jacksonville. 41 carries, 172 yards, and 0 touchdowns. 0. He's got 15 so far this year, Jonathan Taylor does. And went on a tear. He's got 1,200 plus yards, 1,250 already. He's going to be one of those leaders. He's in the running for well, he won't win the MVP, but he's in the running for it because he's that kind of player. And he can hurt you. He's averaging 5.7 yards a carry. Now, the last couple games, he hasn't been that good. Last game he was, though, and I want to make sure I have it because I wrote it down. He had a pretty good game against the Texans. Jonathan Taylor did. I don't have it in front. Yeah, I have it somewhere. Just give me a chance to get there. Oh yeah, that was Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce had a good game against Houston. Tyler Warren, he's going to be a problem, no doubt about that. I don't have that. It bothers me when I don't have my notes where I put them. But nonetheless, we'll get to that. Their O-line is good. They've only given up 22 sacks. We've given up 32. Our D-line, 24 sacks to their 35. So, look, this is a really formidable test for our Jaguars and for the Colts. I don't care about the Colts, but they're in the same predicament. I mean, look, you go around the league, you listen to all the national shows right now, they're questioning the Colts. They're like, well, what happened to them? They were, this darling of a team, scoring a ton of points, not giving up a lot. Daniel Jones on fire, Jonathan Taylor on fire, O-line not giving up many sacks, defense doing enough, to make things happen. By the way, they've got 12 interceptions to our 13, so pretty close there. We've given up 22 touchdown passes. They've given up 16. We're both at 3.9 yards per carry on defense, so they've got a pretty good defense. Now, DeForest Buckner's not in. That hurts them. Sauce Gardner not in. They're both out. That hurts them. But they still got Grover Stewart. They still got the second-year player locked 2 out of UCLA, who's got 5.5 sacks. Kwity Paye's got 4 sacks. These guys aren't like end-all, say-all rushers and that kind of thing, but they can get to the QB. And if we're not on our game, it's going to be a problem. I think, look, it's the old adage, and it'll be this way, especially this Sunday, but for a long time. You run the ball, you stop the run. I know we're all pass happy. We all want all this stuff. But at the end of the day, if I can't stop that running attack, I'm not going to win. If they can't stop my running attack, they're not going to win. I mean, it goes both ways in that regard. So that, to me, is the critical aspect. Can we get ETN going? And Tootin where needed. But ETN's our workhorse. Can we get him going? Can he have a better day than Jonathan Taylor? Well, the only way you're going to do that, and let's just get back to the old school and why we really love playing football, the physicality of it. You got to win the line of scrimmage. One of my keys to victory on Jaguars today was smash their O-line. And you're going to have to. These guys, look, they're a good O-line. It's funny because Quentin Nelson's been there for a while. He's obviously a really good player, but he tapered off, had a little injury a couple years ago. Braden Smith, their tackle, he's been good in the past, but he's been pretty good in the past, but not like upper tier. They've got some good players on that O-line, but they are opening the holes, man. It's Raymond, the other tackle, physical guy, very athletic at the guard position, center position. So they're going to try to get you moving. We need Eric Armstead, but if we don't have Eric, then we got to have these other guys. Austin Johnson step up. Mason Smith, second-round pick, man. Come on. You got to turn it on and really show why you were picked that high. If you care enough, you will. And then Ogba, I need more out of Ogba. I need more out of Smoot. And we need these guys to really step up because it's going to be a challenge up front against the Indianapolis Colts. And we'll go through all the stats and all of that. They've got weapons that can kill you. Alec Pierce has killed us a ton. He just has. He's beaten us down the field a lot, especially at home. It feels like he gets open deep. He's averaging 21 yards per carry. He's got 12 big plays, which is 20 yards or more. By the way, our guys, the highest player with big plays is Brian Thomas with 7. Parker's got 6. Strange has got 6. Jacoby's got 3. He just got here, so we'll give him that. But Alec Pierce has got 12. Tyler Warren's got 10. He had a touchdown last week, as did Alec Pierce against Houston. Michael Pittman, not big plays, but 7 touchdowns. He's very good in the red zone. And then you got Josh Downs coming back, who's got 3 touchdowns and 2 big plays. So they got guys that can get down the field. The question is, can you get to Daniel Jones before he can get that ball out? That guy, listen, say what you will about him, and I'm sure a lot of Giants fans can say plenty. But at the end of the day, he's had a pretty good year. And for the record, this whole, he's, really shown himself lately. That's not totally true. He struggled against Pitt for sure. Pittsburgh gave him a hard time. The Rams did too. Pitt, he threw 3 picks. The Rams, he threw 2. So other than that, though, he's been good. He's been really, really good. Overall, 68% completion, 8.1 yards per attempt, 19 touchdowns, 7 picks, 22 sacks, and 101.3 rating. Now, if his running game is going to be hindered, which it has lately because of the crack in the fibula, that's going to help our defense keep him in. You don't want him to get out. Although you can't go low when he's in the pocket, so maybe you let him get out and then go low. Just tackle like a legal tackle, but you go low. You can't do it in the pocket, of course, because that would be it's got to be when he's running and taking off. But he is that kind of guy that can make some things happen and cause us some problems. He's got plenty of weapons to do it. So do we. Look, this is another opportunity for Trevor to have a nice outing. He had a good outing last week. First half was way better than second. We can all agree on that. Second was okay. But at the end of the day, I know drops. He's still at 60%, just under, but we'll call it 60. That's fair. 6.7 yards per attempt, 16 touchdowns, 11 picks, 32 sacks, and an 81.6 rating. By the way, last week was his first over 100, like I said, at 111. So he did have a good outing, and I want him to keep going. He's got better. He has gotten better with timing of throws, taking off and running. He's done a good job there. We just got to make sure he's on his P's and Q's and that they don't confuse him on that back end. Their secondary, like I said on the radio, they give up almost 250 yards a game in the passing attack. We give up 230 for the record. So kind of close in that regard, but it could be something there if we can. All right, so looking at this O-line, I did a little research. Their O-line is 3rd in O-line rankings for FTN. Bears are 1, Broncos are 2, Atlanta 4, Philly 5. I saw also another about sacks given up from ESPN. Indy's at number 9 with 22. Denver leads it with only giving up 14 sacks. Pretty badass. You got Green Bay in there, the Rams, Atlanta, Chicago, San Fran, and Dallas. And then Indy at number 9. Jags tied for 22nd with 32. Just a 10 difference, 10 sack difference. So nothing major, sack a game maybe in that regard. But nonetheless, our yards per carry culture at 5.1, number 1 in the league. They're 6th in the league in yards per game at 134.4. Jags are 19th in yards per carry at 4.2. Of course, Chutin's number brings down ETN. ETN's still very high at 4.7. And then overall, we're 11th in the league in rushing the football at 123.3 yards a game. So we got to get the running game going. We got to get play action going. Got to get Brenton Strange involved. Hopefully Parker Washington can play and be at least close to 100% because he's had a monster year, Pro Bowl year. And we need him on the return game as too. They got a returner in Anthony Gould who averages about 11 per return. He doesn't have any touchdowns. And his long is only 21, but he's got about 20 of these or 30 of these things. And it means that he's averaging that, which is pretty darn good. It's not like a big one that he broke, skews the average. He's doing that pretty much every time. So got to be on our game there. They got a brand new kicker, a guy named Blake. It's either Group or Group A. I don't know. He came from the Saints. I don't know why they signed him. I mean, he's got, let's see, career, he's only 80%. Is that good? I thought they were mostly like 90, the good ones. Whatever. 79, I even rounded it up for the homie. Let's see, 79.8 career. This year, he's 18 of 26 field goals at 69.2%, along a 54, and then 15 of 15 on the PAT. So we should have a handle on the special teams. I like, of course, what we've been doing on defense, but I this is the one. And Denver, too, and Jets, they're coming up, but take care of Indy. But this defense played a full 4 quarters last week. They did. And they were very good. The play calling was good. The aggression was good. The blitz calls were good. You settled down after Pollard hurt you a couple times early in the game. But I want to see that for 4 quarters. Offensively, I want to see a 4-quarter game. We have yet to see a 4-quarter game, except the Chargers, right, of our offense, to where they're humming all the way through. They're almost there, it feels like. I think the timing with the throws better. Of course, they're catching the ball better. You get Strange back, which is huge, especially in the run game and in the passing game. That's going to be these guys. This is where we're going to need everybody in their A game. This is big, man. The crowd's going to be rocking. Me and my Kelsey girl is traveling. She's working, so she can't make it. But me and my wife and our other 2 will be there, man. We don't care about the rain. Fuck the rain. It's only water as long as it's not lightning. But we'll be out there cheering them on, and I can't wait. My wife's like, I'm going to get so loud. I'm like, all right, let's get loud, baby. I mean, I'm all for it. I don't sit in the press box. I sit in the stands. It's where I want to be with the people and really enjoy that energy. It's so much fun. We had a blast the last time we went as a family, and of course, that was just a great victory. Great weekend of NFL games. Seattle at Atlanta. I got Seattle. I think Buffalo wins at home. I think Cleveland wins at home against Tennessee. I got Washington with Jaden Daniels back beating Minnesota. Miami beating the Jets. Jets aren't very good. Although that kind of game, you'll see where Miami sucks and the Jets will beat them. But I'm still picking Miami. Tampa Bay over New Orleans. Jags over Indy, 27-21. Pitt over Baltimore. I think Pitt, they're pretty even. But I think Pitt's going to win that one. Denver at Vegas. I got Denver. I got the Chargers against Philly at home. Houston, I got upset in KC. I want KC to win, but that defense, we'll see what they do to Mahomie. Rams beating Arizona. They bounced back. And I hate to say it, but I got Green Bay beating Chicago. This is a game. I think Chicago and Jacksonville and throw in Indy and even Green Bay, although their last one was pretty impressive, of course. The Bears got a lot to prove. I know they're sitting at the top. I know they're looking good. Detroit looks like they're coming back, so you better be careful. That Green Bay is very good too. So it's like here in Jacksonville, in my opinion. Like you get to prove yourself. Are you a real contender? If the Jags beat the Colts at home, it doesn't mean they're going to the Super Bowl, but it says that they're a real contender in the NFC or the AFC. That's what a win does Sunday. And how do you beat them? You smash them in the fucking mouth is what you do. It's got to be physical. You've been playing physical lately. When you don't play physical, when you get out physical like Seattle and the Rams, you lose. You absolutely lose. So we got to come out fired up, and I think you will. I think the crowd will help you, and I think it's going to be an awesome day. I mean, we haven't had this type of game in forever. I mean, it feels like forever. Of course, 2022 is magical in its own right. Prior to that, 2017. You know what I mean? Like this is massive, and I'm so happy for you fans because you've been wanting, yearning, and we have too. Us former players and media players, we want them to win. There's no doubt about it. It's way better when they win. It's way better. Look, you'll always have content. You'll always have content, win or lose. Maybe you have a little bit more with losses than you do with wins because there's not as many mistakes, but you'll always have content. So for us, content people, radio, podcast, whatever, win or lose, we got plenty of content, but it's way better when they win. Way, way, way better. Everybody's happy. It's funner, more fun, whatever. You know what I mean? It's just everybody's into it. So this is a great opportunity for us. So how do we beat them? We got to get physical. No doubt about it. Our running game's got to beat their running game. No doubt about that. And then I got to see our pass rush. And Josh Hines-Allen, I know I've been calling you out, and this isn't a negative call because you're on the rise. But let's see it against a good offensive line. Only 22 sacks given up. This ain't Tennessee. This ain't Arizona. This is a good offensive line. They're in the top 10, 5 area across the board as an offensive line. So that doesn't mean they're going to come in here and steamroll us. They're not. We're going to smash them right in the face and make sure they know that they're in for a fight. And you better do it from the beginning. Don't let them get on a run. And here's another thing, Jags. You know how else you beat them? Don't let them back in. Gas pedal down to the floor. Step on the gas. I thought last week they did that, the coaching staff. They were still throwing the ball, still trying to score, still blitzing. You made Anthony Campanelli and the defensive front and the safeties blitzing. They made Cam Ward's day miserable. They did. They dictated. No doubt about it. So we need some of that. Got to get to Daniel Jones. Got to get to him. Got to make sure that he's uncomfortable. Because I'm telling you right now, he will pick us apart. He will. Just like, we've seen before. But we can't have that. So we're going to take care of the run, and we're going to get after Daniel Jones. And I'm counting on this defense to show up for 4 quarters to show the world how good you are. And I hope you got all the horses back. Looks like you get Eric Murray back. Doesn't look like Wingard will be back, but if he practices today, maybe he will. I hope he is. I hope we get Armstead back, and I hope we get Trayvon Walker back. Get those guys back. I want to see a good fist fight. This is going to be a heavyweight battle. You want to watch something pretty badass. If Armstead's playing or whoever, watch him against 56. Watch him against Quentin Nelson. You want to see a battle? Go watch. Hey, Quentin Nelson, guy's a really good guard. No doubt about it. He fell off. I think he had a back injury, though, but he's come back. They're back. That O-line's back. Remember a few years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were one of the tops in the league. They faltered a bit, but now it feels like they are back, and we're going to have to smash them. We're going to have to take care of business on that side. Liam Cohen, still be aggressive, my friend. Still tell him to go kick that ass. Go start a fight. Go pick a fight like Braveheart. What are you going to do? I'm going to go pick a fight. Let's go pick a fight, man. Let's go pick a fight. That's what it is. It's a fight out there. My father, and I talk about him a lot, World War II, prisoner of war, B-24 bomber pilot. He's been gone 30 years. Been gone 30 years, and he would always tell me, now I don't say this publicly because I don't feel right because I'm not a military member, but he would tell us as kids, it's a war out there. They're the enemy. They're the enemy. In my book, and I'm not plugging a book, but in my life, I'll never forget, I helped a kid up from the opposing team in 6th grade. I knocked him on his ass, and then I picked him up. I helped him up. And we won that game. And after the game, my dad, he ripped me a new one. He did. He said, you don't ever help the opponent off the ground. They're the enemy. That's the mindset. After the game, you shake their hand. You're a good sport. You're a good person off the field. But on that field, they're the enemy, man. And if you don't out-hit them, out-physical them, you're not going to have a chance to win. And I'm not going to say it's a war out there because that's not fair. But it is a battle. And it is a physical, violent battle. And it's one of the best things you could ever do as a human being. In my opinion, I'm a little biased, of course, but this is that kind of game. I don't want to call it a playoff game because guess what? If you keep calling these games playoff games, you'll run out of you won't win them. You know what I mean? Like it can't be your Super Bowl every week. You don't win every Super Bowl. You can't do that. But this is a game you gotta have. You gotta have. You want to show that you're real. You want to show that these last 3 wins in a row, 4 out of 5 are legit. They're not because maybe you played lesser teams, not talent, but teams and how they're performing. You took advantage. You did what you had to do. You found a way to win. You did squander. That was the fifth out of the fifth. The 19-point lead, but that was then. This is now. You're better than that. You're not going to let that happen. But that's how you beat this Colts team. You do. Let me tell you something. If you let them get going, they'll run all over you. My dad used to tell me this too. Like any back, it didn't matter who the back was. You got to hit him early. You got to hit him early. Because if you don't hit him early, he's going to get confidence. And when he gets confidence, he's going to run all over the place. You got to smack him early. You got to make sure that he knows every time he carries the ball, he's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit with some ferociousness. You're going to really lay it to him. So that's the kind of thing we got to see. You got to start fast, and I don't mean scoring. I just mean being efficient, being productive, being disruptive on defense, and efficient and productive on offense. Give me 3, give me 6, whatever, but start fast. Get the running game going. Don't give up a sack. Don't have penalties, right? And then on the other side, kick the crap out of Jonathan Taylor. Go for the lower leg outside the pocket for Daniel Jones and make sure Alec Pierce and Tyler Warren doesn't beat us. How about this for Tyler Warren? His yards after catch, over 400 yards. I think it's 419, something like that. Our guys are nowhere close to that. Now, it's not a total fair one-on-one, but think about that. That guy's a weapon. He's going to be tough to bring down, and we better be on our A game, knocking the shit out of him, too, because that's what it's going to come down to. And I'm looking forward to being there. I'm looking forward to seeing all you there. I'm looking forward to seeing my alumni, all the Jag alumni. We're all part of the same fraternity, and it'd be great to see everybody. And we got some good events. I don't know if I'll make tonight. I'm going to try. Just if I feel better, I will, but not feeling that great. I'm fine, but you know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. I want to be ready for the weekend and, of course, ready for Sunday as the Jags take on the Colts, man. Can't wait. Again, listen, this is a meaningful game. We haven't had a meaningful game in a while, and this is Tony Baselli and Liam and James, first year, and Campanile. And throwing Grant, it's their first year. It's absolutely phenomenal, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Okay, now 8-5, you're still fine, right? You got more work to do. You can't let others, especially if Houston beats KC. I picked them, but they're my least confident pick that Houston would beat KC because I'm waiting for KC to turn it. Like it's like an engine turning over. And then boom. They haven't gotten there yet. So maybe Houston catches them once again. But if you don't take care of the Colts, it's not over, no, by any means. You're still in the thick of it, but you got more work to do. So let's take care of our destiny. Let's take care of our playoffs. Let's take care of this city. You guys you've earned every ounce of where you're at. The Jaguars have, coaches included, executives, all of them, players. You've earned it, and now it's time to take it. You got to take it. You can't. You just got to go get it. And I think we're going to do that. Of course, my show brought to you by Team Tommy Mack, a group of businesses that I love endorsing. They're absolutely fantastic. I mentioned Coconut Joe's hot sauces, Carpet Man Flooring, Crystal Sayers Bail Bonds, Morgan & Morgan, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, Azar Sausage, Code Ninjas, Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, Salt Air Inn & Suites, Rick O'Connor's Allstate Insurance Agency, Freedom Finance. They are all absolutely incredible. Of course, 1010XL as well. And you can catch them all at TommyMac.net. You'll see this show. You'll see the Horse's Mouth. The Horse's Mouth, we're looking forward to the Horse's Mouth in 2026. We've been doing it for years, but we're turning up the heat. It's going to be great. It's a fun show. Catch me and Mark Duffner talk about our Jags. We did it yesterday. It should be online on LinkedIn or go to dailynewsnetwork.com. But we'll be doing more of that. You'll see this show, Horse's Mouth show, and all Team Tommy Mac with their logos and embedded website in the logos. Just check it out at TommyMac.net. Let's do team stats real quick. I mentioned some of them, but we'll go through it. 104 penalties to their 78. Got to limit the penalties, fellas. Clean it up. Clean it up. We average 24 points a game. They average almost 30. We give up 21. They give up 21. So if you did your math, they should win 29-21, but that's not going to happen. We're winning 27-21. All right, yards per carry, both at 3.9 on defense. I mentioned on offense. ETN at 4.7. Jonathan Taylor at 5.7. Of course, struggled lately. Yards per attempt. Daniel Jones, 8.1. Trevor, 6.7. Daniel completing 68% of his passes. Trevor completing 60. On defense, we're a lot better. 6.4 yards per attempt at 63%, and they're at 7 yards attempt at 64%. Third down, we're 35. We're creeping up. We're getting better on offense. 35-48, 36%. Only a little bit better. Got to get better than that. And then we're about 40 on defense. They're at 41 on offense. Is pretty damn good, but 43 on defense. Maybe we can take advantage there. Fourth down, 15-25. They're 17-23. And our defense, 8-20 against their 11-22. I mentioned the sacks. We got 24 on defense. They have 35. We have 54 tackles for loss. They have 63. I forgot QB hits. I apologize. 11 picks for Trev, 7 for Daniel. And Daniel's got 19 touchdowns to Trevor's 16. And I already mentioned the interceptions. And then the turnover ratio. We're at +6. They're at +5. We're pretty close, man. I mean, these are two good teams in the AFC South. There's no doubt about it. How good? I think you could make an argument for both sides. You don't know yet, but we're going to find out on Sunday. Part of the picture, part of the painting, no doubt about it. And I got us winning 21 or 27-21. All right, that's going to do it for me. What do we got? We got a little. All right, man, beautiful. How's Trevor's playing at 94? Yeah, no, definitely. No, he's been playing good. He's been playing good. Better. His timing's a little bit better. Not everything's better. Okay, for instance, first half last week, great. He was 11-16, 2 touchdowns, right? And then the second half wasn't that great, 5 of 11, something like that. I think that, 16-27. So that's got to be a little bit better, but overall, definitely. Taking off running, he's running more defiantly. It's a big part of his game. He's throwing the ball on time, putting it in the right spot overall. So I want to see a full game out of him, and that's going to be fun to watch. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'll try to answer any comments that come through while I recheck this show and share it even again. I thank you all. He needs to learn to throw the ball away, not get hit. That's for sure. Although I love quarterbacks getting hit. I'm sorry. I'm just built that way. But we will see you on Monday. Catching up with Tommy Mack. Of course, Helmets and Heels, 2 to 4 p.m. today. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then next Friday, Horse's Mouth on Thursday, Jaguars today on Friday. It's what we do, man, and I freaking love it. All right, y'all have a great day out there. Be safe, stay cool, be safe. Thanks to all of you, and thanks to Team Tommy Mac, and, of course, thanks to 1010XL. Till next time, be cool, stay safe. We'll see you right here, catching up with Tommy Mac.